Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the next topic. Now today's topic is another type of transfer of heat. We have already come across conduction, convection. Now today we will be discussing about what is called radiation. Now as soon as the word radiation comes in our mind, we might think about some radioactive materials which emit some rays. Yes, that is also a type of a radiation, but we are not discussing about those radioactive elements, but we will discuss about the radiation process of the sun, how the heat and light comes from the sun. That thing we'll be discussing in today's topic. Now as we know, the sun gives us heat and warmth. We all know that. We feel hot if we go out in the sun. So why does this happen? How do we get the heat? In the conduction we have learned that any object or the source of object, if we touch it through direct or indirect process, then there is a transfer of heat from the hotter object to the colder object. There is a transfer of heat through direct contact. In the case of convection, say for example in the case of a candle, the area which is near to the source of heat or the area which is just above it, it gets heated up. But this is not the case in the case of sun. As we know, sun is very, very far away from us, nearly about 150 million kilometers away from us. Also, there is no medium in between. In the earlier case, in the case of convection, there was the air medium, but here there is no such medium. So how does this radiation happens, or how this phenomenon happens that we get the heat and the light? So the answer to this is, the heat from the sun doesn't reach us through conduction or convection. This is clear to us now. As there is no medium such as air, as in most of the part of the space, it is mainly filled with vacuum. Vacuum is nothing, it is empty, it is void. Nothing is there. It is totally empty, you can say. Also the distance is very far. So the heat reaches us to us. How is it possible? So this is possible mainly because of the phenomenon called radiation. So you can see the sun is very, very far away from us, but the heat and the light, it reaches earth. And there is no medium in between. There is no air in between. It is totally empty. There is nothing. There is vacuum. Nothing is there in between. So from the sun, the heat comes to us through another process known as radiation. This radiation is the another process, or the third process you can say, of transfer of heat from one body to the other, from the source of the heat to the other body. This is called radiation. Now, radiation, the transfer of heat by radiation does not require any medium. Yes, it does not require any medium. Even if there is nothing in between those medium, no connection or no direct or indirect contact, it can happen. But one interesting fact is also that if there is a medium, then also the radiation can occur. But yes, radiation has a plus point, that radiation can take place even when there is no medium. But that doesn't mean that if there is a medium, radiation can't take place. No, it's not the thing. If there is a medium, very well and good. But even if there is no medium, then also radiation will take place. Say for example, we are sitting in a room and there is a room heater. We know room heater is not the burning of the wood. There is nothing such thing. There is some, say, an electric room heater nowadays which we use. So what is there? There is just a filament which gets lighten up and then it emits heat, and we feel hot in that room. So how does this happen? So we are not touching that rod or the filament. So how we are getting that heat? Neither we are sitting just above the heater. No, that also we don't do. It is very extremely dangerous. So how we are getting the heat in the whole room? That is because of the process called radiation. Clear? Even if we burn also the wood, we are not sitting just above that chimney, right? So how do you get the heat? This is also due to the process called radiation. The heat is coming to us. Yes, there is a medium involved here, that is air medium. Clear? Now moving on. Our body too gives heat to the surroundings. Yes, this is one interesting fact. Most of us don't know about it, that not only we are taking in heat or absorbing in heat, we also give out heat. Say for example, we are breathing out carbon dioxide. This is also a form of energy or heat. Clear? So we are also giving out heat to the surrounding through the process called radiation. Now all bodies radiate heat. It's not only us, each and every body. It will radiate some amount of heat. Maybe less, maybe more, but it will radiate. Now when the heat falls on some object, a part of it gets reflected, a part of it gets absorbed, and a part of it may get transmitted. Now say for example, this example I've taken, although it's not in your textbook, the sun rays that is falling on the earth. Do you think all of this comes to us? No. Some of them gets directly reflected from the top layer or the upper layer of the atmosphere, that is the ozone layer. It gets totally reflected. It doesn't even enter the Earth's atmosphere, inside the Earth's atmosphere. Some of them which enters gets absorbed by the land or the water bodies, whatever it is, plants and all, and some get transmitted. Transmitted means it directly passes through it. It doesn't remain inside. So the difference between absorption and transmission is only that transmission, it will directly pass through that object or the body, but absorption means it will remain within the body. Clear? So this actually happens during when the sunlight falls on earth. Some gets reflected, some gets absorbed, and some gets transmitted. Now the temperature of the object increases due to the absorbed part of the heat. If an object absorbs the sun's heat, then automatically the temperature of the body will rise. Say if you are standing in the sun, or say if you are keeping a utensil in the sun, after some time you will see the utensil's temperature rises. We can't touch that. It is very hot. Why it happens? Because it has absorbed the sun rays. Clear? So if there is absorption, then it will increase the temperature of the body of the object. Clear? Now the last topic of this chapter, that is clothes we wear in summer and winter. We all know what type of clothes we wear. So let us see. In summer we prefer light colored clothes, and in winter we usually wear dark colored clothes. So why? Is it a fashion? No. There is a reason. Dark surfaces absorbs more heat, and therefore we feel comfortable with dark colored clothes in the winter. Dark doesn't only mean black in color. There may be other dark colors. Light colors we know, not only white. Yes, although black and white are the extreme cases in both of them. Say white is the lightest color and the black is the darkest color, but still there are also other dark colors. So why it happens? Because dark objects or the dark surfaces, we can say, they absorb more heat. Why this happens? Also because light is composed of 7 colors, even if you know or if you don't know, but it is composed of 7 colors. So white light, it reflects all these rays that falls on it. As a result, it stays cool. And in case of dark colors like black, it absorbs all this heat. So as a result, the dark surfaces, they get more heat. Similarly, light colored clothes, as I have said just now, it reflects most of the heat that falls on them, and so we feel comfortable or we feel cooler. So we prefer light colored clothes in summer and dark colored clothes in winter. Now in winter also we wear woolen clothes. Now how does woolen clothes help us to survive in the winter? As you know, wool is a poor conductor of heat. Then why we wear if it is a poor conductor of heat? The reason is that in the wool there are some air spaces. So these air spaces, they trap the heat within the body. Why do you wear a sweater? Is a sweater gives us some extra heat? No. The main reason of wearing the sweater is that woolen fibers, they trap the air. It doesn't allow the air to pass in as well as the heat to pass out from our body. As a result, the heat remains as it is, the temperature of the body remains as it is, and even if it is cold outside, we don't feel that cold. Clear? So, as a result of this, we wear the woolen clothes. The main reason. So, I hope you all have understood. This has brought us to the end of the chapter. Now you can again go back to the textbook and see if there is any topic you are left behind or something you have left to understand. Other than that, we have already completed this chapter. So I hope you have understood all of this. You can go back to my earlier classes as well if there is something left to understand. So that's it then. Thank you and have a nice day.